in Parshas Vayechi, Yaakov wanted to reveal the end of time to his children. However, it was hidden from him because God didn't want him to. So what's the machlokas? So the exile for 400 years in Egypt was a long way off. But if the Jews merited, then they could reduce this time down. So just like the 400 years has changed to 200 years, so too, by having good deeds and staying in the way of the Torah and being tzaddik, you could bring the redemption earlier. So by telling his children this and explaining this to them, that they would only be in exile if they stayed true in the ways of Torah, that the exile will be able to come quicker. So he was hoping to give them the extra help needed in order to stay with Torah and mitzvahs and bring a quick end to what be, if they did it properly, the only exile. However, if he did reveal this to them, and then they were able to stand the test of Egypt, it wouldn't totally be their work, and it would be influenced by outside reasons and outside ideas, and their work and their life would not be for the sake of itself. So when their lives would be lacking the quality of eternality and would not be outside the influence of others. If so, this type of work wouldn't be able to bring about the unchanging and eternal redemption. Yaakov wanted a quicker redemption. God wanted an eternal redemption. So all this was hidden so that the Jews could think for themselves, act for themselves, be themselves, and not be just a shell containing the opinions of their rabbis. So in order for the Geula and the redemption to be in an eternal manner, without any changes in it, so once it's done, it will stay forever, it will need also that the work of the Jew that brings it to this Geula will also be similar to this in the manner of Lo Shanisi, that does not change. And therefore, when the avoda is done through the help of above, where you're getting help in what you're doing and inspiration, and it's not biyigias atzma with your own work, then there's no eternality, no netzchios in this avoda. Because once it will remove this help from above, then the man, chas v'chalila, can fall down from his madrega, from his level of what he's doing. Only when the avoda is flowing from the erusa dilatata, his own work, the koyach of the man, and he's not getting help from outside, and therefore the work that he does represents him himself and reflects who he is as a person, then that's the davar miskayim, that will last, and that is able to bring the geula forever and the eternal geula, that there's no geula after it. So recently it was reported that a former chief rabbi, a top figure in the Shas party, has come out and said it is forbidden to go to the army even for one who is idle. So not that just that the people who are learning can't go to the army, but even people who are not in yeshiva learning cannot go to the army. And what's the problem is because people went bad, they became irreligious, they will all become secular, he warned. So you see the failure of the entire system, the failure of the entire yeshiva system, that as soon as you are not in that system and you go somewhere else, that everything will fall apart. Everything will go bad. Everyone will become secular because there's complete failure in the whole system. And then instead of giving people their avodah and their service will be nitzchis, it will be eternal, and that will bring the eternal geula, they are training people to be influenced by their environment, and therefore they will never have that eternal being, and therefore they are pushing off the geula chas v'chalila, and it is the yeshiva system itself that is failing us all.